a 1 bowl dairy-free corn souffle that is absolutely delicious, super easy to make, comes together in a flash, easy cleanup, pour it all in, bake it off, and you're good to go. Perfect for any day of the week. Sally that girl in the kitchen. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sally That Girl in the Kitchen. In today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to make a 1 bowl dairy-free corn souffle. Yes, 1 bowl. That's all it's going to take. It's such a simple recipe. I almost hesitate to call it recipe because it's that easy. Everything comes together in 1 bowl. You pour it into a baking pan and you pop it in the oven and you are good to go. It's easy, it's delicious, and in this version, I'm going to be making it dairy-free. So, of course, you can use real cream and butter if you want to make this dairy, that's totally fine, but I'm going to be making it dairy-free for those who either can't eat dairy or don't want to eat dairy with their meat, and this way you can have this corn souffle anytime with any meal. And of course, it's perfect for a holiday like Thanksgiving, but it's perfect for any dinner, any night of the week, all year round, because it's that good, it's super easy, and it's actually something super easy that you can offer to take over to a friend's house when invited to dinner. It's a super easy recipe, yet it's yummy and everyone is going to love it. So I am super excited to teach you how to make it. So let's not wait another second and let's get started. For today's recipe, you will need 5 large eggs, 3/4 of a cup of non-dairy creamer, or you can replace it with your favorite non-dairy milk, or if you want to make this dairy, then replace it with either milk or cream or a combination of the two. 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of unbleached all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 15.25-ounce cans of whole kernel sweet corn, which you will drain. I realize I wrote drain twice, but probably because it's important. You want to make sure to drain those cans. Then 2 14.75-ounce cans of cream-style sweet corn. And then you'll need a vegan butter stick or bar of margarine, whatever you have on hand, to grease the pan. You're just going to use a touch of this. You're just going to keep the wrapper on and use it to butter the pan, or grease, I should say, the pan before adding in the rest of the ingredients. Of course, if you want to make this a dairy version instead, then you can go ahead and use a butter stick. You will also need a fork, some type of a large spoon, a 9 by 13-inch baking dish, a can opener, a wet measuring cup, a dry measuring cup, and some measuring spoons, and a large bowl. Super easy cleanup, 1 bowl for all of the ingredients. And finally, you will need some oven mitts. So now that we have all of our ingredients and tools together, let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees, making sure you have a rack placed in the center. Then you're going to grab your large bowl, and right into the bowl, you're going to crack your 5 eggs. So as I said, 1 bowl for everything. So we'll start with the eggs so that we can beat them well before adding the rest of our ingredients, and that way we don't need any other bowls. This is my favorite part of this recipe because my least favorite part of cooking anything is the cleanup, and this is just a breeze. So crack your 5 eggs into your large bowl, and then right in that same bowl, you're just going to beat those eggs well. Then you'll add 3/4 cup of your non-dairy milk. I'm using non-dairy creamer, but as I said, it's your choice. And then 1/2 cup of sugar. Then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then 1/2 cup of your unbleached all-purpose flour. And then right on top of that, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. The ingredients we just added are going to help create almost a custard base. It's really going to thicken up our souffle. And of course, the eggs and baking powder are going to give it a rise. So you want to mix it until it looks almost like pancake batter. It should look like this. And then once you've combined the ingredients well, then we're almost done. All that's left to do is add our corn. We're going in with two 15.25-ounce cans of sweet whole kernel corn that we have drained. Be sure you drain them. Then just pour in two 14.75-ounce cans of sweet cream style corn. So between that almost custardy souffle base that we created with the eggs, the flour, the sugar, and of course this cream style sweet corn and the whole kernel corn, it's just going to be an incredible texture. You're going to get fluffy airness, that souffle-like texture, but you're still going to have those whole pieces of corn running throughout. So I absolutely love the combination of the textures. It's almost as if that whole kernel corn is suspended in this like yummy souffle mixture. So good. So that's it. We got everything together in one bowl as promised, and then we're just going to get our vegan butter stick and we're going to grease our pan real well, and then all that's left is to bring over that delicious mixture that we've created and pour it in. Did I tell you this was an easy recipe? And it's so tasty and it smells amazing when it's baking. So we didn't add that much sugar because the cream style sweet corn already has a touch of sugar in it. And really it's just the perfect balance. It's not too sweet, but it's so, so delicious. I can't wait for you to try this because it's really that good. Look how beautiful it looks. We haven't even baked it yet. It's glistening and ready to go in the oven. So now all that's left is to place it on a center rack, and then you're going to set a 60-minute timer to allow it to cook. And that's the hardest part, waiting for it, because the smell, look at that gorgeousness. The smell has been filling the home with just that subtle sweetness. And there's something special about corn when it's baking in the oven. It's such an incredible scent. And look at how beautiful it turns out. And it's beautifully setting now. So it starts to settle just a touch as it cools. And it's really recommended that you let it cool a bit before you serve it, because it will be able to be served even in slices once you cool it, but I'm not going to wait that long. So mine's going to fall apart just a bit because mine is still quite warm, but I cannot resist it because the smell is incredible. But trust me, you could even serve this cold and you would literally be able to cut squares out of it because it really settles beautifully. It just sets into this gorgeous souffle-like consistency, and you see the pieces running throughout amongst that yummy souffle. Oh, this is so, so tasty. I cannot wait to take a bite. It's so good, exactly as I expected. It's got the perfect level of sweetness, not too sweet, still has a bite of crunch from the whole kernels. But still smooth and creamy from the cream style corn and from that base that we created, that souffle base that's almost custardy, but it still has a little golden edges on top. It's just such a perfect combination of textures. The flavor, crazy good. So did I deliver or what? Didn't I tell you this was going to be one bowl, easy to make, absolutely delicious? Well, yes, it's all of those things. I wish you could smell my kitchen right now because it's just absolutely aromatic with that delicious corn slowly baking in the oven. And it just has the right amount of sweetness. We didn't add too much sugar, but just enough to take that corn and take it to the next level. And then we thicken it up and it becomes almost souffle-like. It's perfect. It's such a great side dish that goes great with everything. And by making it dairy-free, it goes great with even more things. Of course, could you make this a dairy recipe? Of course you could. You could just use cream or whole milk instead of the non-dairy creamer, and you can use regular butter, and you can make this a dairy recipe too. But this is non-dairy, so we can serve it with everything. and it's just as delicious. Trust me. No, better yet, don't trust me. You're going to have to try to make this recipe yourself. And of course, if you've enjoyed today's recipe, don't forget to like it, to write me a sweet comment, to share it with your friends. All of those things really help my channel grow, especially when you share my content with other people that may not know my channel. So if you see something you love, give it a little share, and that way it'll really help my channel grow. So thank you so much for doing that. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to Sally That Girl in the Kitchen here on YouTube, stop what you're doing, go over, subscribe, touch the little notification bell so that you get notified every time I put out a new recipe, which I do all of the time. And don't forget to explore. Go over to my playlist tab. I have everything broken down by categories. You're going to see main dishes, side dishes, desserts, all kinds of yummy stuff. Breads. I love making breads. And you're going to find all kinds of delicious things broken down by category. So it's really going to help you when searching for a recipe. And of course, always keep me in mind when you're getting ready to prepare a dinner party or a holiday or any day of the week, because I've got tons of yummy stuff and different stuff there for you to enjoy. And of course, if you're not following me on social media, be sure to follow me as Sally That Girl in the Kitchen on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and on Threads. And you can find me as Sally That Girl FL on X, Snapchat, and on TikTok. And of course, I also have my Amazon shop where I feature a lot of the products that I use in my videos. You can find that at amazon.com/shop/Sally That Girl in the Kitchen. And I even have a TikTok shop too. So if you head over to my TikTok, you can explore my shop there and see what I'm featuring there. I've got all kinds of wonderful things for you, but you can find all of those links at the banner of my YouTube channel, or you can also find them pinned to the top of my Sally That Girl in the Kitchen Facebook and Instagram pages. So that'll really help you find anything you're looking for. And of course, you can always pop me a little message through Facebook or Instagram Messenger if you have a question for me. I love hearing from you. Or if you've made something and you want to share a picture with me, I love that. When you make something, take a picture and post it on your own Facebook wall or on Instagram. People see it and they may want to make it themselves. So that really helps me too. Definitely mention Sally That Girl in the Kitchen taught you how to make it. I really appreciate it when you do that. And once again, I just want to take a moment to thank you so much for being here, for watching, for supporting me. Thank you so, so much for being here during my journey. I really appreciate knowing that you're there, especially those of you who come back time and time again and who write to me and write comments and send me messages. I really appreciate you. So thank you so, so much for doing that. And I'll see you all next time. Sally That Girl in the Kitchen.